So, what if your next vacation wasn't just about sightseeing, but also included a world class skin treatment and, say, a peaceful temple stay? Well, South Korea is betting big on that exact idea, fusing its high tech medicine with its deep tradition of holistic wellness. Today, we're going to dig into this really bold new strategy and a fascinating problem it created along the way. It's a weird question, right? What really happens when a hospital meets a holiday? But that's the idea at the very core of South Korea's new plan to completely redefine what tourism can be. They're blending two worlds that you'd think couldn't be more different. All right, first up, scalpels and spas unite. This is where we see the government getting really hands-on, trying to carve out a totally new tourism frontier by mixing the precision of a scalpel with the peace of a spa. So, to get the full picture, you have to look back before 2023. Back then, medical tourism and wellness tourism were in their own separate lanes. They had different goals, different funding, totally different ways of measuring success. But then, in 2023, things changed. The government decided to merge them into these 6 new convergence clusters. Now, the idea was great: create synergy, make something bigger than the sum of its parts. But it immediately created this massive policy headache. How on earth do you fairly judge a project that's trying to do two completely different things at the same time? And that problem brings us right here to what we can call a tale of two tourisms. See, to really get why this is so tricky, you have to understand the fundamental conflict between these two industries. On one side, you've got medical tourism. It's all about the numbers, right? Attracting as many foreign patients as possible, bringing in revenue. The whole vibe is clinical, efficient, results-driven. Then on the other side, you have wellness tourism. That's all about the quality of the experience. It's about visitor satisfaction, getting the local community involved. It's holistic, it's experiential. Trying to measure both with the same ruler, it's like trying to judge a sprinter and a marathon runner using the exact same criteria. It just doesn't make any sense. Which leads us to the absolute heart of the issue, the measurement mismatch. Let's break down exactly why the old scorecards, the old rules, are basically useless for this new, combined approach. And you don't have to take my word for it. An expert from the study this is all based on just nailed it. They said, look, the audiences and the services are so different that trying to use a one-size-fits-all evaluation system is just incredibly difficult. It's bound to fail. So you see the problem. The government had created these really exciting, innovative hybrid programs, but they were still trying to grade them using an old, outdated playbook. And a single yardstick just can't measure two completely different journeys. It became super clear they needed a smarter, more flexible way to define what success even looks like. But here's where it gets really interesting, because the research didn't just point out the problem, it offered a pretty elegant solution. It's all about tailoring the path to success instead of forcing everyone down the same narrow road. And the approach is brilliant because it's so simple. Step 1, just stop fighting reality. Acknowledge the core differences between medical and wellness. Respect what makes each of them unique and powerful. And step 2, act on that knowledge. Create flexible pathways. That means developing 2 totally separate evaluation models, which lets different regions actually be judged on what they're good at. Okay, so what do these 2 paths actually look like? Let's dive inside these new models. Remember, they're different routes, but they're both heading for the same destination. First up, there's the medical-centric model. Now, this is perfect for clusters in big cities like Seoul or Busan, places that already have world-class hospitals and clinics. For them, success is measured by how well they create new products. You know, like a package that combines a high-tech dental checkup with a relaxing temple stay. It's also about showing off their medical professionalism, marketing those advanced skills to the world. And, this is crucial, it's about building a strong network between the shiny hospitals and the local tourism businesses. Then you've got the second path, the wellness-centric model. This one is designed for regions that are rich in natural beauty, in culture, and heritage. Here, success has nothing to do with patient numbers. It's about the quality of the wellness content, like creating unique forest therapy programs you can't get anywhere else. It's measured by how well they connect with the local community to create something truly authentic. It's about training local talent and showing that they have long-term potential by tapping into what's happening with global wellness trends. But here's the most important part. Even though the paths are different, even though the metrics are different, they both lead to the exact same shared goal. At the end of the day, it's all about creating high-value, sustainable tourism that gives a real boost to regional economies. This whole dual-track system makes South Korea's tourism brand stronger because it lets every region play to its own unique strengths, all while perfectly meeting that huge post-pandemic demand for health and well-being. And that leaves us with a final thought. Yeah, this explainer was about tourism in South Korea, but the core idea here is so much bigger. This concept of tailoring how you measure success to respect different strengths, instead of forcing everyone into the same rigid box. I mean, just imagine applying that to other areas. What about education or tech innovation? It's a really powerful lesson in smart, flexible thinking that could unlock growth just about anywhere.